Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that honestly gets a bit of a bad rap: math. We are going to explore how math isn't just a bunch of abstract numbers stuck on a page, but actually a profound, totally empowering toolkit for your everyday life. Trust me, changing your perspective on mathematics fundamentally alters how you interact with your daily challenges. I know. We've all stared at a textbook at some point and thought, when on earth am I actually going to use this? So, we're tackling that question head on. The truth is, the foundational mathematics we are covering today is literally the secret engine running in the background of almost every single decision you make, right from the moment you wake up to the moment your head hits the pillow. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with how math empowers everyday life, then move into the power of data literacy, unlocking central tendency and mean, median, and mode. Finally, we'll look at real-world data in action, and finish up with mastering math with practice.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Math Empowers Everyday Life.
Practical mathematics goes way beyond those stressful academic tests. Think about it. Algebraic principles actually form the entire foundation of how you manage your personal finances. It's how you build a monthly budget or calculate compound interest. Meanwhile, geometry? That gives you the spatial awareness to navigate your physical environment. Whether you're arranging furniture in a new apartment, planning a DIY home project, or just trying to play Tetris with all your luggage in the trunk of a car. Ultimately, it's about confidently navigating economic decisions and solving common everyday problems. When you master these principles, you are firmly in the driver's seat of your own life.
Moving right along to Section 2, the power of data literacy.
So what exactly is data literacy? Well, think of it as your ultimate superpower for collecting, organizing, and interpreting information to truly make sense of the world around you. Every single day, we are absolutely bombarded with statistics, numbers, and charts. Being data literate means you aren't just passively consuming all that info. No, you are actively making sense of it. You become a critical thinker who can cut right through the noise and understand what those numbers are actually trying to tell you. Let's slow down a bit and zoom into the mechanics in Section 3, unlocking central tendency. Once we gather up all our data, we have to summarize it somehow, right? As the Everything Maths curriculum perfectly points out, these measures of central tendency help us find the average or typical value in a massive set of numbers. They act like a giant magnifying glass, letting us focus right on the center of our data to figure out what is actually normal or typical. But here is where it gets really interesting. Finding the average isn't just one boring, static mathematical operation. It's really about uncovering the different narratives hidden within our numbers. Because each measure tells a slightly different story. Depending on which one you use, your data might highlight a completely different insight. It's kind of like looking at the exact same landscape, but trying on 3 different pairs of tinted glasses. Which brings us perfectly into Section 4, mean, median, and mode. Let's break these down. First up is the mean. The process is super straightforward. Step 1, just add all the numbers up. Step 2, divide that by your total count. This is what most people are actually thinking of when they casually throw around the word average. It basically levels everything out. You pool all your resources into one big bucket, figure out the total, and then split it perfectly evenly across every single data point. Now, if you want to find the median, the process shifts. Step 1, you sequence your data. Line it all up from smallest to largest. Step 2, you pinpoint the exact middle value. The median is incredibly powerful. Why? Well, imagine you have a few really high or insanely low numbers that might completely skew your mean. The median just ignores those wild extremes. It simply tells you what is right smack in the middle of the pack. And finally, we have the mode. To find this one, you just group your data together and identify the number that pops up the most frequently. For example, if you're hunting for the 5s in a data set of 2, 3, 5, 5, and 8, well, because the 5 shows up twice and everything else only shows up once, 5 is your mode. It's essentially the absolute most popular data point in your set. Okay, we've got the concepts down. Let's look at Section 5, real-world data in action. Let's connect the dots here to some real-life stories. The mean, that's perfect for revealing your average math quiz score over a whole semester, giving you a really clear picture of your overall performance. The median is great for pinpointing the middle height among your friends, which is awesome because having one extremely tall friend won't artificially drag the typical height way up. And the mode tells you the most common shoe size in your class. Think about it. If you're a store manager ordering inventory, You do not care about the mean shoe size. No way. You want to know the mode. You want to know the exact size that the highest number of actual paying customers are going to ask for. When you truly understand these concepts, it is a total game changer for interpreting data out in the wild. You can analyze sports stats to see how a player is really performing over a long season. You can accurately track your own academic performance. Or you can read the daily news and instantly realize if a reported average income for a town is actually just a highly skewed mean. You're no longer just guessing. You are making incredibly informed, data-driven observations.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Mastering Math with Practice.
Look, demystifying these complex ideas requires practice. You don't just wake up a math genius. Utilizing interactive learning tools and adaptive practice systems, like Moby Interactive Skills Review, for example, is completely vital. They don't just test you, they actually guide you with immediate feedback so you can repeat exercises and fix your mistakes in real time. That is how you build true confidence, layer by layer, until these mathematical principles just become second nature.
As we bring this explainer to a close, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. Now that you are holding these powerful keys to data literacy, what hidden stories will your own numbers tell? You officially have the mathematical toolkit to decode your finances, your environment, and that daily flood of information swirling around you. So, take these concepts of central tendency, apply them to the actual data in your life, and just see what amazing stories emerge. Thanks so much for joining me today.